Have you been wondering if these LucidFlex accounts are too good to be true? Listen, I'm right there with you. I want to cover some things in this video. So today, we're going to talk about LucidFlex payouts, LucidFlex consistency percentage, and the LucidFlex scaling plan. We're going to talk about those three things. And then also at the end of this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about who I think this LucidFlex account is for and whether or not this account can be the right choice for you. So first things first, if you want information about the evaluation or the funded account with this new product, I did a video recently, and I'll leave a link to it up here in the video or in the description also. That's the video that discusses the evaluation and the funded account part. This video is specifically going to talk about payouts, and we're going to talk about the scaling plan policy along with their consistency percentage for the evaluation. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it, okay? So let's look here at LucidFlex payouts. This is the first, the article that deals with LucidFlex payouts, and it says to be eligible for a payout from a LucidFlex account, you must not violate any trading rules, terms and conditions, or the LucidFlex account agreement. The payout requests are final once submitted, and they cannot be edited or canceled. Okay, so there's a split structure. All LucidFlex funded accounts payouts are split 90% to the trader and 10% to Lucid Trading. Okay. Payout eligibility criteria, and there's only two. So there's two requirements that must be met in LucidFlex to qualify for the payout. And let's go ahead and just jump right into these right now. So the first thing is we've got trading days with profit. And this is going to vary depending on what account size you've chosen. So traders must earn at least the minimum required profit on 5 separate days during the payout cycle. The minimum profit on trading days reset and must be earned again after every approved payout. Let me read that one more time. Traders must earn at least the minimum required profit on 5 separate days during the payout cycle. Then the minimum profit on trading days reset and must be earned again after every approved payout. So you have to do this each time you request a payout. And then these are the sizes right here based on whatever account size you pick. The most popular ones are 50K, which is a 150-day minimum daily profit. You'll need 5 days of those profits. Or 150K, which the minimum is 250. And you need 5 days of those in order to qualify, right? Okay, now the next part is net profit in the payout cycle. So this rule here, traders must have a positive net profit, even if it's just $1 during each payout cycle in order to request a payout. This objective simply ensures traders have made at least some amount of money between requests. And as long as you meet the trading days with profit requirement and have positive net profit for the payout cycle, you are eligible for a payout. And this is a good rule because it basically means like if you made a lot of extra money in a previous payout cycle, the first one, the second one, and then in the next one you don't make as much and you have to make at least $1, right, to get your balance up above $1 from where it was before, then you can still withdraw money, which is great. This is actually nice because it gives you a little bit of room to still be able to take a payout if you have enough room in your profit, in your buffer, right? So payout minimums and maximums. Minimum payout request is $500. The maximum payout request, traders may request 50% of their account balance up to a maximum dollar amount. The max dollar amount depends on account size and is laid out below. The number of requests per account. Traders may take up to 6 payouts from each LucidFlex account, after which they will be moved to live. Okay, so there's 6 payouts before you get moved to the live account. And this is what the maximums are for each one of these account sizes. And again, we'll do 50,000. So you can have 50% of the profit up to $2,000. So in order, and here $150,000 would be 50% of the profit up to $3,000. So in order to withdraw the maximum amount on a pay cycle, for the 50,000K, you would need to make $4,000, right? You need to make $4,000 to be able to withdraw 50% up to $2,000. Okay. Let's read on a little bit so that we can kind of make sense of this and put it all together in a second. There is no buffer balance that must be maintained in LucidFlex funded accounts. Unlike other funded accounts, the maximums here do not scale up with more payouts. The table above shows the payout maximums for all requests. Important, if you take a trade before your payout is processed that drops your balance below the required amount, your request may be denied. That typically doesn't happen with them if the market's trading, they're processing payments quickly. Payout timing and processing. There is no fixed payout window. You may request a payout at any day after meeting all eligibility criteria. And then once approved, your funds will be deducted from your account within a few minutes, and payouts will be dispersed to your payment method within 2 business days. Okay. And then you can, after the 6 payments, you'll transition to Lucid Live. When a trader progresses from LucidFlex to a Lucid Live account, the simulated profits from your LucidFlex account are used to calculate your starting Lucid Live balance, and there is a 5,000 move to live cap for each LucidFlex account, regardless of the account size. And any excess profits left over will be forfeit upon the move to live. Okay, let's go to the next section. Now that we have a basic understanding of what the caps are and the 50% thing that they're doing here, so let's go back up. And I want to go real quick to the consistency percentage, which is, I don't know why they put them in this order, because a consistency percentage only applies to the evaluation. There is no consistency percentage in the funded account, and it has nothing to do with the payouts. But just so that, just because we're here, it's basically 50%. So it's 50% or less, and there is something important about this particular consistency rule in the evaluation, because what they did, so it's 50%. If your profit, let's say your profit target is $3,000, like on the 50K account, you don't really want to make more than $1,500 per day, because you have to do 50%, $1,500. It does say at the end of this particular document, though, and this is important, you guys can go back and read these if you want, but consistency cushion, there's a small cushion built into the LucidFlex consistency so that traders are super eager to pass in 2 days can do so. However, we recommend not rushing for a 2-day pass. Taking your time to reach your profit target is the best approach. However, we know some traders want to get funded quickly as possible, so we gave them some wiggle room. What exactly that means, I don't know, but I guess it's a little bit of space. So if it was $1,500 and let's say you, I don't know, with commissions and everything else, you want to put like 1520 or something, you know, like they've given you a little bit of room that you can hit 2 of these days so you can pass in 2 days. Okay. I agree with them too. I don't think rushing is your best in your best interest, but nonetheless, they did that for whatever the reason. They gave you that little extra wiggle room so you could pass in 2 days instead of 1. Okay. Let's get back to this though. Now, the LucidFlex scaling plan. So in the LucidFlex scaling plan, we've got, this controls how much max size is available to trade based on the simulated profits in your account. As your simulated profits in the profit account increase and decrease, your max tradable contract size moves up and down based. There is no scaling plan in the evaluation phase. So it moves up and down based on, I guess there's a little bit of a typo here. As your simulated profits in the funded account increase and decrease, your max tradable contract size moves up and down based on whatever the simulated profits are, right? There is no scaling plan in the evaluation phase. Okay. So the scaling plan updates at the end of each session so that your limits will not update in real time throughout the day. So please see the table below for details. So this is the simulated profits, and based on what tier you're in will be the amount of leverage that you can use inside the account. So with like a 50K account, if you've only have between $0 and $999 in profit, you can only use up to 2 minis or 20 micros. And then again, like 1,000 to 1,900 or 1,000 to 1,999 is 3 minis, et cetera, et cetera. You can see it's all laid out here on the chart, which makes it so that your first payout and possibly your second payout, you're going to be working on getting enough money in this account so that you'll be able to withdraw up to that 50%, right? So if you want to take a max withdrawal, which I highly recommend that you do, if you're going to be doing these accounts, I think that taking a max withdrawal is the best way to go about it. You only get 6 before you move to live. You want to capitalize on that and maximize them. The best way with this is to copy trade. You want to do multiple accounts with this because the payouts are capped. Anytime that you're dealing with a prop firm that has cap payouts, you want to be able to copy trade if you can. If they don't allow copy trading, that's another story. But you want to copy trade multiple accounts so that you can get a bigger withdrawal based on the same amount of work, the same amount of trading, the same, strategy, risk plan, whatever. So that would be my recommendation. So this is where, and they talk here about circumventing the scaling plan here at the bottom. And I guess that would be if somebody's, because it doesn't get calculated till the end of the day, somebody might try to circumvent the system a little bit. I don't know why someone would do that, but if they do, they have, you know, systems in place to try to stop that, and they'll review your account or whatever. Don't do that. My opinion, and this is the part about the video that I was talking about. See, that, like, the thing about this is that there still is a little bit of a buffer in there if you want to take max withdrawals. If you're trying to get max withdrawals, there's going to be, you know, you have to make more than what you would in the other accounts to get the same amount of withdrawal. That's true. Now, the reason that you want this Flex account without the consistency rule, this is, remember I said I was going to talk about this too, though, at the end of the video. The reason a person would want this account is because they plan to trail winners, meaning they've got a position on, and because we have an end of the day drawdown, which is great, the rules will allow us, if we have something like this in place, to run a winner. The end of the day drawdown, no consistency rule. If you have a consistency rule, you really don't want to run winners too much, and you'll never catch that big windfall trade because you have to cut it short to fall within the consistency rule. Otherwise, you'll be postponing your payouts maybe indefinitely, who knows, until you make the money that you need to make in order to withdraw. But with this, if you have a strategy that runs winners, if you don't have this strategy, don't use this account. Use a different account. Use the Pro account. Lucid Pro, perfect. And day drawdown, you can use that. It's great. But if you have one that runs winners, this is the right account for you. And it is a little bit difficult because it's not as easy. The payouts are capped, and you can do the 50% of the profit. That makes it a little bit harder. But if you're running winners and you're making big gains, you should be able to make up for that relatively easily. I did a little bit of math on it. It's like $24,000 to withdraw $12,000 in the LucidFlex account, which is the same amount and then you can only take $5,000 over. The $12,000 is the same amount that you can make in a Lucid Pro account, but you don't have to hit you don't have to make as much to take the withdrawals. Now, I'm thinking about doing maybe a little comparison video on those, but that's where if you're looking for the what's the catch, this is the catch. This is what the catch is. So it's not a perfect, like, just easy printing money. You still have to have a profitable system, and I wouldn't use this if you weren't in a position to trail winners. If you have a strategy that you trail winners, looking for those outliers and the big windfall trades, then yes, this is the perfect account for you. Also, guys, I just want to say thank you for anybody that's used my code up to this point. I really, really appreciate it. It really helps me to keep continuing to make these videos. I really appreciate that, and if you guys are going to buy any more products, if you want to get the Flex account, please use my link down there. My code's RTF, or go with the Pro account and go that way that does have a consistency rule. However, you don't have to make as much to make withdrawals, and that's where the catch is. So anyway, I hope this finds you well. I'm going to leave some videos up here on the screen to link to other Lucid videos that I've done here. Then you can find out more about Lucid evaluation. You can find out more about the Lucid Pro accounts, and I'll see you guys on the next one.